Hello and welcome to the Unbound Soul Tarot. I'm so glad that you are here, that you have decided to tune in and check out this reading today. And to give you a bit of an overview as to what we're going to be doing, it's actually really simple and straightforward. We are going to be diving into the messages that Spirit deems most important for you to know at this time for your highest good. So I have no idea what is going to be coming up. We are going to be looking into your current energy, what is most heavily on your mind at the beginning of the reading, so that you could actually see whether you truly resonate with your chosen pile. And then we're going to get into the messages that you need to hear from Spirit. And we are, of course, going to wrap up the messages with a little oracle card message, just some advice from Spirit regarding your spread, and just something for you to take away from the reading and ponder. But let's see what cards and decks you get to choose from today. The first pile is represented by this card, as well as the Ostara Tarot. The second pile is represented by this card, as well as the Tarot de Carlotydes. And the third pile is represented by this card, as well as the Mythos Tarot. So now that we have taken a look at all of the piles, if you already know exactly which pile is calling out your name, then you can go down into the description box and click on the timestamp that you need. But if you are still a bit unsure which pile is yours or how you should go about choosing the right pile for you, then what I would recommend is first to get yourself away from any noisy and distracting areas. So if you are surrounded by a lot of noise, try and get yourself to a quiet space. And also, you may want to do some deep breathing exercises to really calm yourself down. You can close your eyes for a few seconds as well, just to, get yourself into this present moment so that you could tune in to what your body is actually telling you. If you need more time to get centered, you can pause this video and just do what you need to do in order to really connect with yourself and tune into your body. And once you are ready, once you feel that you are in this moment, that you are mindful, then open your eyes, take a look at the piles, take a look at the cards, take a look at the tarot decks, and see what is pulling you towards it. What is your eye landing on? What is your heart telling you? Maybe there is a pull or a sensation that you feel somewhere in your body, in your gut. Maybe you hear something in your head. In whatever way your intuition speaks to you, trust that voice and follow it. But as I also always say, please don't forget to use your discernment as you are listening to these general messages. And without further ado, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 1. My name is Helen and I am so glad that you are here. So thank you so much for choosing to hang out with me. And just to, again, get the self-promotion out of the way, if at any point during the reading you find yourself enjoying the messages that I'm sharing, you just like the style that I have, reading cards, or you just, you enjoy whichever part of the reading, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so that you would see the upcoming readings as well. You wouldn't miss out on any future readings, and also leaving me a comment saying hi and just letting me know that you are here. It all means so much to me, and it's the easiest way to support my channel and keep these readings coming. But as I said, now that is out of the way, let's actually get to your pile. So you chose the Swan Spirit card, and the Ostara Tarot, which I have already put over here, and we do have some pre-prepared oracle cards as well. I'm going to put those over here for the time being, because we are going to start off with the oracle card that you chose, which says time for a deep dive. And because I have really been enjoying reading the messages from the guidebook, just to give you a bit of a initial glimpse into, you know, this pile and the energy present here, so that you could already get some form of understanding whether this is your pile or not, whether you truly connect with this pile. I've really been enjoying doing that, so I'm also going to be doing it today. And so we're going to be reading the message that is tied to this Swan Spirit card. But again, don't you worry if this part isn't fully resonating with you, because we are also going to take a look at the pre-prepared oracle cards, which is what these cards are for, so that you could get a more clear overview of this pile. But anyway, I'm going to try and keep this card in the frame. With their graceful long necks, swans are able to reach into the depths. When Swan Spirit arrives, you are called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness, for there is knowledge you are not aware of and great treasures to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and a perspective that comes from greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others, and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know there is much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to dive deep into your why. Asking the deeper questions of yourself, you are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. So, yeah, basically, the whole message of this card is about digging deeper, looking beyond the surface level, and seeing what is hidden underneath the surface. So yeah, that is, I'm gonna try and twist the card over like this. That is the initial message with the Swan Spirit card. Sorry, the feather is kind of in the way. There we go. Okay, but as I said, we are also going to take a look at the pre-prepared oracle cards. So these cards are going to describe to us what is most strongly on your mind right now. So looking at these messages and hearing these messages, you should be able to recognize yourself much more readily. Okay, so let's see what we get. Okay, we have awe, key, and freedom. Oh, sorry, these cards are upside down because I accidentally shuffled them upside down. We also have the aspirant. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Ambition, diligence, setbacks. Oh, and I love that we also have keys on this one. Okay. We have abundance and coins. And joy. Oh. The energy that is coming through here seems to be pointing quite specifically in one direction. And that one direction is talking about someone who is under a lot of pressure and a lot of external expectations to perform, to be successful, to carry something through to the end. And basically, it just feels like there is a lot of pushy energy around and no room for error, no room for failure. So yeah, I'm going to start off with the center card, which is the aspirant. And this card is very specifically like the center energy, the main reason why this energy of someone who is being sort of pushed into something, or someone who is under a lot of pressure, under a lot of attention as well. Now, part of this drive, part of this ambition may come from inside as well. And I do feel that like this energy of someone being under pressure, it seems to hint at you. But if this is someone around you, if this is a loved one or something, and you are kind of looking at it from the outside, you are seeing them go through that, then that may be a way that this resonates as well. Because after all, the energy here is one that is most heavily on your mind. So if this is something that your loved one is going through and they are under a lot of this stress and burdensome energy, then clearly it makes sense that it would affect you too, and it would come through like this. But as I said, I'm going to more strongly focus on this energy being something that you are going through yourself. So yeah, this ambition is clearly a driving force, and there is a desire to get somewhere, to get something done, to call something into being, or to give form to something, to push something through, right? So this energy of wanting to be successful is there, and it's strong. But at the same time, we also have these two cards, and I'm gonna kind of put those two together because I feel a very straightforward message coming through here. We have this awe and freedom. And I do feel that even though this awe energy it's nice in the sense that I do feel that other people are looking at you with awe, or they are in awe of you for whatever reason, for just being who you are, or maybe for the things that you have accomplished, maybe the way that you have handled certain situations. Again, there may be any number of reasons. But I do feel with this freedom card right next to it that you are actually wanting to be free. You are wanting to be free of that pressure, or of that like having all eyes on you effect. Because as I said, even though this awe energy is nice, it's nice for people to admire you and look up to you and all of that. But again, with it comes such immense expectation. People expect you to perform always. People expect you to be the role model always. People expect you to do the right thing and say the right thing always. And so, as I said, there is no room for error. You can't take a misstep, and it's such huge internal pressure. It's so much for someone to deal with. And so again, it's like I'm kind of being pulled back to the Swan energy here. It's such a beautiful card. It's a stunning card. And again, it's like, when you look at it on the surface level, that's all you see, right? You just see the beauty. But the whole message was about looking beneath the surface. So clearly there is something else that is hidden there. Clearly there is something that is much more powerful. And I do feel that it's this desire to actually be free of that pressure. Now, we do have the cards of abundance and joy as well. So on the one hand, I do feel that it may be talking about this desire to actually be able to enjoy the successes that you have already had, or maybe, again, just to throw in the other scenario of, your loved one or someone close to you going through this stressful period, and you sort of standing by them and having to look at it from the sideline, so to say. It may be also something that, you are thinking of wanting to do, just wanting to enjoy life with them, wanting to experience the things that they and maybe you yourself have both worked very, very hard to attain. Or maybe, again, if this is someone that you are in a relationship with, let's just give this as an example, right? I'm not saying that that's your story, but let's say that this is your partner that is going through this stressful period and they have a lot of demands on them. It may be that, as much as you admire them for their, reputation, what they are known for, what they can do and all of that, you also may be having a hard time actually, again, enjoying what you have with them, because maybe they are away a lot of the time, or maybe whenever they are with you, they are always like tired, or they are so stressed out that they are, even if they are there in person, they may be away in their thoughts, or like energy wise they may be someplace else, right? Like still thinking about the things that they have to do, and like all of that, right? So it may be that sort of energy as well, where it's just this desire to enjoy the simple things, to enjoy what you already have. Like there is this, I don't know whether dichotomy is the right word to use, but there are these two different pools that I feel here, where like, on the one hand, this desire to succeed and to get something done is there and is prevalent. But at the same time, also, there is this desire to like live a more simple life, or a life that is full of these more simple joys and pleasures, and to kind of just scale everything down to something that is more manageable. And also maybe because this abundance energy is here, like one of the things that may be very heavily on your minds is to actually, like if we take both of these cards and sort of put them together, to have some sort of financial freedom, or to have some sort of, like, that may be the main driving force here for this success, or for this achievement to actually happen. Maybe this is your partner who is going after this, but it's just, it's like this desire to have comfort, but also like realizing that if you have to sacrifice so much of either yourself, your time, your energy reserves that you otherwise would spend with like your loved ones, or doing something that you love just for the sake of it. Like if you have to sacrifice all of those really, really important things as well, and then you don't really get to enjoy the fruit of your labor, like what's it all for? So I feel like there is this pondering, there is this asking yourself some of these big, deep questions, recognizing that there is something that is maybe going on the inside, or again going on with a loved one of yours. Like, yeah, it's that sort of energy that is coming through. And maybe you are realizing that this desire for joy is starting to take precedence, or take like center stage, and it may be becoming more powerful than whatever this other drive or ambition is that has been propelling everything up to this point. Oh boy. Okay, so pile number one, that is what was coming through from these oracle cards. And if you could recognize yourself, then definitely stay tuned, because now we are going to get to the main part of this reading, which actually I feel like I have to scoop these cards up, because otherwise there just isn't going to be too much room for the cards that we have to take a look at now, because we are going to be doing a 9-card block. And this 9-card spread is actually inspired by Thea from the Garden Goddess Tarot. So I have to give credit where it's due. So we are going to use that in order to take a look at the messages that you need to hear right now. And the way that this is going to go is that we're first going to get a center card, an oracle card, to give us a main theme or point of the reading, the main message, so to say. And then we're going to get some tarot cards around it, which are going to tell us a bit about what is pushing you forward, what is holding you back, what kind of past influences are present right now, and what you are moving towards. So pile number one, I find it really interesting that the center card is saying potential. So the main theme of this whole reading is tied to potential, and I feel like it's potential that is coming from you, or like your own personal potential, or the potential for your life, the potential for your future, like what your life could turn into, what you could have. There is something tied to a dream or a vision of being something more, having something more, becoming something more, or maybe even feeling like you are not quite living up to your potential, up to certain standards. Like there may be this internal pressure to be more, to do more, again, to have more. And I'm also looking at the way that these cards are coming out. First off, the thing that I noticed is that there are so many major arcana cards. Half of the cards are major arcana. We have Justice, the Sun, the Lovers, and the Fool. And so clearly this is a bigger sort of soul lesson as well that is tied up into this whole thing. But I'm also finding it interesting that all of the corners are fire sign cards. So there's a lot of fire that is structuring this whole reading. This whole spread is held in place by the energy of fire. So clearly this motivation, this push, this drive that was coming through with the aspirant energy as well, right? It's very clearly the thing that is keeping everything in place. Now, looking at the actual cards in the sections that we have, the Sun, the Justice card, and the Ten of Wands are talking about the energy that is pushing you forward. So again, it's like there is this desire, or this, like, part of it could be like ego, right? Like this ambitious drive to succeed, to be seen, to be celebrated, to have that ability to show something to others, to prove your worth, to say, like, look at what I have done, look at what I have accomplished. That makes me worthy, right? It's like, and by the way, there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad about having something that you can be proud of, having something that you can show off in a way. But I do feel that there is a danger of like associating your own identity, or again, your own personal sense of self-worth to the things that you have accomplished. And that's where the danger lies in this instance. But yeah, with the Sun and Justice, it just feels like there is something very like black and white, very correct, very well established, or like everyone can kind of understand what it is that you are doing, what it is that you are trying to succeed at. Or yeah, with the Justice card, it makes it very like black and white, very straightforward. Doing something, making it a success, and thus getting praise, getting admiration, getting recognition, getting rewards for that. So there is something about that seems to be pushing you forward. And also with Justice, because it's an air sign energy, I do feel that it's very much like the main focus, or the main ambition, the main push to do those things, to succeed, is coming from a very cerebral, or a very logical sort of place. Now we also have this Ten of Wands that is coming through. It's not really wanting to focus, so I have to grab another card here too. But the Ten of Wands that is coming through is hinting at you being no stranger to hard work. Or again, like if this is someone else, then just apply that scenario to your circumstances. But yeah, the Ten of Wands is saying that hard work is something that is very common, that is very normal. And so pushing ahead and being under this stress, being under certain demands, is something that you feel is right. Or it almost feels like it's something that has to be done. It's something that is a part of life, or yeah, like as I said, with Justice, there's this element of having some form of like mental justification for that stress, for that burdensome energy. And also with the Ten of Wands, like we have to remember that it's an energy of of like going through it alone, not really asking for anyone's help, not really relying on anyone else, just taking care of stuff alone and feeling like that's the way it's supposed to be, feeling like that's normal. So yeah, that is the main energy that seems to be pushing you forward right now. Now, the interesting thing is that looking at what is actually holding you back or sort of stopping you from moving forward, we have the Knight of Wands, the Fool, and the Page of Wands. And all of these cards, all three of them, which I actually even find funny that there is a similarity in the color scheme of these cards, is that they are all tied to curiosity. They are all tied to this niggling feeling of wanting to discover, wanting to see what else is there, wanting to follow a certain spark of interest. And I feel that that certain spark of interest is coming from this desire for freedom, this desire for a less regulated life, a less structured and stressful and disciplined, and like there is this desire to have some more laid back, carefree, childlike sort of energy, to have more of that present in your life, to actually be able to enjoy life, right? Like that is very heavily coming through with the Fool card, especially, but with both the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands too. It's like this, as I said, it's like this hesitation, right? That seems to be coming in. Like there is something that is sort of happening underneath the surface, right? That is something that is bubbling under the waves. And I feel like that's exactly that sort of energy here with the Fool, the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. Like it's all sort of meshing into this one propelling energy of like breaking out of the mold, breaking out of the energy that is expected of you. And almost like, almost like running away. Like it's that sort of energy that I feel like all of us have had at one point in our lives, especially when we were like teenagers or when we were younger, and when everything just felt like it was way too much, like this desire to just run away and like escape all of the demands and the responsibilities and everything like that. Like it's that sort of energy that is coming through from the bottom here, almost feeling like maybe there is something else, something more alluring that is filling a part of the soul. It's not just providing you with these like surface level admirations or pats on the back or words of affirmation or whatever. Like it's more than that. It's deeper than that. It's talking to a part of your soul. And I feel like that's what's really stirring this feeling of like wanting to break free of that pressured state. Now we also have the Lovers card here, which is talking about the past influences that are present. And with the Lovers, on the one hand, I funnily enough feel like it's a confirmation of the message that maybe for someone this whole energy is talking about a loved one, your partner specifically, because that would make a lot of sense here. But just more broadly, the Lovers card, when it's talking about the past influences, I feel like it's tied to your commitments. Like there is some form of commitment, some form of agreement, something that you have signed up for, something that you maybe used to connect with very deeply, something that you chose because maybe it felt like the right thing for you. Now, the interesting thing is that I'm looking at the card and look at how both of their eyes are tied up. So they're actually not able to see each other, right? They are going off of their feelings. They are going off of the passion. For some reason, I get this feeling that if you are the one who is under this pressured state right now, it may be that you signed up to something because you didn't actually see what you were signing up for. Like there may have been this allure of some kind, or maybe you had some form of like imagined version of what that thing would bring you or what it would be like to have that. Like there is something about, I don't know why, but I'm looking at the way that their eyes are closed, like that, how they are not actually aware of, or they are not seeing what they are, what is going on. They are just sort of going at it blindly. And in this instance, I don't know why, but I feel like it may be talking about like some form of past commitment that was maybe rushed into somewhat, or if it wasn't rushed into, then it just may have been based off of some sort of feeling or desire, some form of, again, imagination of what the future would look like. But yeah, it's like maybe you didn't quite see all of the aspects of what you were signing up for. Like that, there's something about that is coming through here. And now finally we have the 6 of Coins that is coming up, and this is the energy that you are moving towards. And I love that we're getting it, because first off, it feels like there is some form of balancing out that is occurring. There seems to be, I also want to say, there seems to be a reassessment of what you sort of invest in, or what you want to put your energy into. So there seems to be some form of reevaluation in that sense, but it could also talk about asking for help, asking for assistance. Again, if this is you, if this is your loved one, or like just someone close to you. But yeah, it feels like there is this balance, again, this balancing out, this help that is either coming in or that is being asked for. And I feel like that is going to make quite a difference. And maybe even the six of Coins is talking about a way in which you can have, or you can still go after the ambitions and the desires that you are sort of praised for, or that are still meaningful in some sense. And then you can also find ways to incorporate this, again, this aspect of life that is filled with more easy pleasures, more easy joys, and sort of finding ways to have both, right? There's like this give and take that the 6 of Coins is talking about, finding this natural rhythm. So yeah, wow. Pile number 1, those were the messages that seem to be very important, or that had to come through in today's reading. But we are also going to get a couple of last oracle card messages. Like I said in the intro, these are going to be advice messages from Spirit. These are some beautiful affirmations. And yeah, let's just see what Spirit wants you to take away from this reading. Oh, okay. Okay, so we got exactly 2 cards. We're going to take a look at those in just a bit. The underlying energy is, I come alive with the things that make me feel golden. Yeah. Oh, I love that. So it seems like it's beautifully summing up the main part of this reading, which was that there's something about certain things, certain aspects of life that just give you that special oomph, that really speak to your soul, that light up your, like, something deeper inside of you. And those are really the things that give life its main juice, like juiciness, right? That feeling of being so happy to be alive, to be able to experience that, to be able to enjoy that. It seems like this deep dive is very much tied to finding that something that gives life that extra oomph, that really lights up your soul, and finding ways to incorporate that in your life. So the cards that you actually got are, I am gentle with my ever-growing self. Okay, so yeah. See, I actually love that this card is coming through, because it may be that pressure is coming not only from like outside people or like external influences, but it may be coming from inside of you as well. Oh, maybe that was coming through in the beginning as well. Sorry, like I give these messages and then sometimes I, like by the end of the reading, I already forget what we talked about at the beginning or what was coming through. But yeah, I am gentle with my ever-growing self. So I feel like this is a really, really valuable message for those of you who may be quite hard on themselves and demanding a lot of themselves. So if that's you, if you recognize yourself in that energy, then I feel like this is a really, really useful and necessary affirmation. But we also have, I keep the promises I make. Okay, and I don't know why, but I feel that this one is specifically important regarding like making promises to yourself and keeping those, especially if you have been postponing or putting stuff on the back burner so that you could like take care of things that you have to do for everyone else. So let's say that you have made a promise to yourself to be more kind, to make some more time for self-care, to pamper yourself or do something nice for you, but then you actually keep like postponing it because you are prioritizing these other things that you have to do, right? So that feels like a really important reminder to keep the promises that you make, especially to yourself as well, because you deserve to be your own priority as well. But also, again, like, I don't know, if this is a relationship sort of scenario, or, you know, if you have been prioritizing something else and yeah, not keeping your promises to someone important in your life, then I feel like this is, again, just one of those especially potent messages. But anyway, pile number 1, I am going to leave it here. I hope that something resonated. I hope that these messages that were coming through were useful in some way. And if that's the case, if you are still here, by the way, then please leave me a little tree emoji, because we had all of the wands energy and yeah, I just thought of trees. So leave me a tree emoji down in the comment section so that I would know that you made it all the way to this point and that these messages spoke to you, that they gave you something, and I would really, really love to see you in the comment section. So hopefully I get to see you there and connect with you there. But as always, I hope to see you back on this channel next Friday for some more messages, insight, and fun. And in the meantime, please take care of yourselves and be good. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 2. My name is Helen, and I want to say thank you for choosing to hang out with me. I truly appreciate it, and I am so happy to have you as my company. So I'm gonna get this part out of the way quickly because I do have to push myself to promote this channel so that it would grow. So if at any point you are enjoying this reading, my dear pile number 2, if you are liking my style, if you are just wanting to see more from me and you're wanting to keep my channel going and growing, then you can leave me a little thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel, of course, so that you wouldn't miss out on any upcoming readings, and also leaving me a comment just saying hi and letting me know that you are here. I would really, really appreciate it, and it is the easiest way that you can support my channel. So please do that if you like what I'm doing. But pile number 2, let's get straight to it. So you chose the Tarot de Carlotydes Tarot and the Crow Spirit card. We also have some pre-prepared oracle cards, which I am going to put over here for now. We are going to take a look at those in just a bit, because first we're going to focus on the card that you chose. the Crow Spirit card that says co-create with spirit. And because I have been enjoying this immensely in some of my more recent videos, I am also doing it today with these cards. So I'm going to read from the guidebook and sharing with you the message of this card. And if you resonate with this message, then it's already a really good indication that you are watching the right pile. So this is just the sort of the first taste of the reading. Now, if you don't fully resonate with this message, it doesn't really speak to you, or you're kind of iffy about it, then stick around for the pre-prepared oracle cards as well, because that's what these cards are for. These are going to give us a more detailed overview of what is most heavily on your mind right now. So you should be able to recognize yourself much more easily. But as I said, we're going to start off with the first message tied to the card that you chose. So let's see if I can give, yeah, feels like it's in focus. So the Crow Spirit card says, as you look around you, can you sense the magic that pulses through the world? Have you witnessed how every thought can become a thing? How every intention can call the universe into action as the sacred laws shape what you experience? The universe works in perfect order. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit, sorry, I almost dropped the book. Okay. When you align your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs with spirit, you will want to crow with delight, feeling the excitement and wonder of being in harmony with something much larger than yourself. Crow Spirit says you are right on target now to see your dreams magically come into being in the visible world. The laws of abundance, compensation, frequency, and praise are operating in your favor now. Remember to be grateful and praise what is yours, even if it is still coalescing into form, still residing in the invisible realms of co-creation. No matter what area of your life you're concerned with now, what you hope for is on its way, for Spirit is your co-creation partner. Okay, so yeah, beautiful. Oh my God, I'm getting tongue-tied already. So the main message that is coming through with the Crow Spirit card here is that you are clearly in the process of creating something, calling something into being. And it feels like maybe you are sort of done with your part. Maybe you have done the work. Maybe you have taken the action. Maybe you have, you know, initiated what you have wanted to initiate. And now you may be in the process of like waiting, seeing, manifesting and using your intentions to speed up the process of making something happen. But it does feel like you may be having to wait. You may be having to be patient and sort of see what comes of this thing now. It almost feels like it's maybe somewhat out of your hands, and you are just having to go along with the ride, seeing what emerges. But yeah, pile number 2. As I said, that was just the initial message. So let's see what the oracle cards have to say. What is most heavily on your mind? Okay, we have release. We have love and heart. We have the priest, perseverance, faith. Okay, we have rose and feminine. This card always wants to come out for some reason. And we have freedom. Okay. So pile number 2, I'm getting a lot of confirmation from these oracle cards. So most likely, if this is your pile, you should have already recognized something from the initial message. Because basically, yeah, all of these cards are kind of pointing at the same thing. We have this release and freedom. So I do feel that the release card is very specifically talking about, again, like letting something go, loosening the reins, or where something is out of your hands. So you just kind of have to let it be, let it become its own thing, let it formulate and, yeah, like organically turn into whatever it has to turn into. So this energy of something being out of your hands is very, very prevalent. We also have this freedom, right? And so on the one hand, I feel like it's talking about having this sense of freedom, having a certain level of maybe pressure being off your shoulders now because you have done your part, you have fulfilled whatever tasks or obligations you have had, and now it's like you have all of this free space, you have all of this free time maybe, but there is also the side of feeling like, okay, but what now? Like there is like a duality about this card as well that I feel with this freedom. Like on the one hand, as I said, it feels nice, it feels spacious, it feels promising, like there is there is a possibility to fill it with something new now. But at the same time, there's also this period of maybe not knowing what that would be. So we also have these two cards, the love and the feminine. So with the love card, especially with it coming out next to the release, I feel like whatever this thing is that you have let go, it's something that was a labor of love. It was something that you poured your heart into. It's something that you definitely gave a lot for. It's something that meant a lot to you. So it wasn't just something casual or mundane. I feel like it's more substantial, and there are higher stakes at play here. And I feel like because of that, there may be somewhat of a difficulty just being patient and just waiting around for this thing to turn into something. Now we also have this feminine energy, which is mainly just giving me the vibe of like being in this receptive state now, where again, it's like you are done with the more masculine energy, with the more taking action and putting your willpower into something, right? And then now it's all about being patient, waiting, allowing for the rose to bloom, allowing for the thing to grow and to become something that it's meant to become. But with the priest card, it's clear that your faith is needed right now, and you are very much trying to focus on having faith, having this belief and this resolve that things are going to work out, that things are going to go according to plan, that things are going to happen the way that you wish for them to happen. So, as I said, these cards are very, very much confirming the energy that was coming through before. Now, I don't know why, but I'm getting a very, very specific message. So I have to give it because it was coming through before already. For some of you, this may be talking about a relationship with your child, or your child growing up and leaving the home, maybe like going off and starting to live their own life, and you just having to sort of be okay with letting them go, and just seeing what sort of person and adult and parent they turn into themselves, you know? And again, with this, like, especially with this freedom energy, there's this notion of like not being under the pressure of having to bring someone up, but also having this emptiness now, right? Like it's that duality again that seems to be coming into play. But as I said, I feel like that is a very specific sort of message, and I don't know who that resonates with, but anyway, I felt like I had to give it. So yeah, that is pretty much it. That seems to be most heavily on your mind, seeing and waiting patiently for what actually comes of your labor of love, what actually manifests, what formulates from this thing that you have put a lot of work and effort into. And again, now, whatever this thing is, it's out of your hands, and you are just having to, again, kind of be patient and see what happens. But yeah, pile number 2, if you could resonate with this energy, then definitely stay tuned, because now we are going to get to the main part of this reading. We're going to be doing a 9-card little block, and I have to give credit where credit is due. This reading was inspired by Thea from the Garden Goddess Tarot. So yeah, I'm kind of using her layout here. But the way that this is going to go is we are going to get a center theme card from the Oracle deck here. And that is going to be like the main point, the main message that Spirit has for you. And then we're going to build the tarot spread around it, and seeing more specifically what is something that is pushing you forward, what is something that is holding you back, what sort of past influences are at play, and what is it that you are moving towards. So having that sort of structure, we are going to see what is most important for you to know at this time. So pile number 2, I don't know why, but I feel like your cards are all kind of pointing in a very, very specific direction again. So it's like, I don't even know why I am giving you these messages, because the feeling that I have is that you already know all of this. So maybe this whole reading is just meant to give you a big dose of like confirmation or assurance, just letting you know that what you already know is correct, or what you already feel is correct, and like, yeah, you are exactly where you are meant to be, and things are going exactly they are meant to go, like, you know. Anyway, the whole theme of your reading is talking about protection, and I just want to show you the illustration of this card, because I'm looking at how this person is holding this little lamb, and is it a lamb? This person is so protective of this little creature in their arms, and I mean, it makes so much sense. But again, that there is this fear that is tied into this, because the desire to protect something that is precious is so big that you kind of lose sense of the trust in the universe, and the trust in things going the way that they are meant to go, right? So, and not even that things are going to go the way they are meant to go, but also trust in this thing or this person to be able to like fend for themselves, or like take care of things as well, or like be what they are supposed to be, if that makes any sense. So anyway, the whole topic of protection is clearly center stage here, and again, this desire to hold on for fear of like not being in control of this anymore. There is this dread of not having this thing be in your hands anymore, not having it under your control. And I want to emphasize how that feeling is coming clearly from a hugely loving space in you. Like, we have all of this water that is on the table here. Like, there is also fiery energy too, but there is a lot of watery energy, especially on this side. So like, being that that's the energy that is kind of like backing you up, I feel like it's immensely loaded with emotion and love and care and affection. So clearly that's where you are coming from. And looking at the first row here, which is all about the energy that is pushing you forward. So basically, what you need to know about this energy that is pushing you forward. We have the King of Cups, the 10 of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. So I'm actually going to start off with the 10 of Wands. Sorry, the King of Cups. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I apologize. But the King of Cups is essentially saying that there is this deep care and this desire to safeguard something for which you clearly feel a lot. Again, it doesn't have to be a person per se. This can also be a project or some form of, maybe it's even a business, right? Maybe it's like a creation of yours that you gave birth to, but it's not like an actual person. So that could be something too. But yeah, the King of Cups is just, it's really pure in energy, and it's like it's that desire to safeguard and to make sure that that thing that you care for so deeply is well taken care of, and that it's okay. It's going to be okay. I even love how the King of Cups is draped in like in a bear skin. I don't know how well you will be able to see it, but this King of Cups is draped in bear skin, and so again, it's this like mother bear sort of energy. Even though the King of Cups is very masculine, but yeah, it's this protectiveness that is coming through again. Now we also have the 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, which are coming through next. And these two are basically just hinting at the thing pushing you forward is this desire to have all of the hard work that you have put into this thing actually hit its mark. The 8 of Wands is all about moving towards a specific goal and seeing all of your efforts manifest, make progress, have momentum, and move towards the intended goal. So yeah, it's like you want to see things hit and land the way that you meant for them to land, right? With this 10 of Wands, it's clear that a lot of effort has been put into this, a lot of sweat, blood, and tears has been put into this, most likely. A lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of worry and difficulty and problem solving and all of that. You have done all of that in order to ensure that this thing is a success. So yeah, that's what seems to be pushing you forward, making sure that whole thing works out. Now, what is holding you back? Actually, it's really interesting. We have the Ace of Cups, the King of Wands, and Judgment. And so it's interesting because with the King of Wands, we kind of get this energy of possessiveness somewhat. And like that can be a bit of a tricky thing, because with the Ace of Cups, the interesting thing is actually, sorry, I know I'm like fidgeting around with the cards a lot, so hopefully you can keep up. The King of Cups and the Ace of Cups, I'm feeling a really distinct energy between them. So the King of Cups is, in this instance, coming through as very much focused on the well-being of this thing or this person, right? So it's like you giving off love and attention and care from yourself towards that thing or that person. The Ace of Cups, however, is like what this thing or this person does for you. What sort of feelings and emotions and emotional satisfaction or fulfillment you get from them or that thing. And so it's like with the King of Wands as well, being right next to this Ace of Cups, I feel like that possessiveness comes from wanting to have that level of satisfaction, of that emotional fulfillment that you get, that like feel good energy that you get from that thing or that person. So that may be the reason why you are wanting to hold on to it so much, because of how it makes you feel or what it like gives to you. And again, it's the Ace of Cups, so essentially it's still a pure energy. There is nothing like malicious or bad or anything like that about it, but it's just much more self-focused, right? Rather than like focused on that thing or that person. And we also have this Judgment card, which I'm gonna try and cover up somewhat, even though I don't know, you already kind of saw the card, and anyway, well, I'm going to have to, I'm going to cover it up like this because, you know, otherwise it's not going to focus. But yeah, we also have this Judgment card. And so Judgment in this instance is clearly talking about this like leveling up, or this closing out some chapter and morphing into something new. It's not quite like the World card, right? It's not quite finishing out something or coming to completion. It's that stage of recognizing that something in you has changed, something has shifted internally, which then leads to like the external world readjusting as well, right? Like things starting to close out externally as well. But it first starts with this judgment process, this recognition that you are not the person that you were, or that things have shifted, things have changed. And now it's time to evolve, and now it's time to make some changes in the external world too. So it seems like that process of having that shift happen is something that, again, seems to be kind of holding you back, or where you may be struggling to accept how this thing is changing, or what it's growing into, how it's morphing into something else. Now, we also have the High Priestess here, which is talking about the past influences that are still at play. And first off, the High Priestess is again very much talking about certain like internal feelings and internal motivations. So I almost feel like it's like this quiet knowing that you knew that you had to do something, or you knew that there was no other way. You had to launch this business. You had to give life to this thing, or you had to, like, that there was this deep inner knowing that it was time, or it was something that you were meant to do. But also there is an energy of like needing to have faith, right? Like that's also the High Priestess sort of energy. Tuning into your intuition and tapping into the more subtle energies at play, because you can't see the reassurances, or you can't see the signs of this thing and what it's going to turn into just yet. So you are very heavily having to rely on this inner knowing, on this inner feeling that what you are doing is right, that you have done everything that you can for this thing or for this person, and that's all you can do. And then we also have this Six of Wands, which is talking about the energy that you are moving towards. And I love that we get this for you, because clearly the Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of success, and you are moving towards a successful outcome. So as I said, I feel like this whole reading is just a big sort of green light from Spirit. It's just a huge confirmation that things are on track, that there is no need to worry, that you know exactly, like, that you know what is going on, and that what you feel and sense is correct, and yeah, everything is the way that it's meant to be, as I already said. So pile number 2, I'm gonna leave it here because I feel like that's really it. Hopefully the reading served its purpose the way that it was meant to. But we are going to close the reading out with a couple of oracle cards as well. So these are going to be cute little affirmation messages from Spirit. It's going to be like this advice regarding this whole spread. So it's something that you can take away with you. And yeah, hopefully it will sort of tie everything up nicely. So let's see what we can get. Whoa. Okay. That was such a... hopefully you saw that. Hopefully that like came out on camera, the way that these cards jumped out. But anyway, let's take a look at the underlying energy as well before we get to these cards. I'm never going to get it perfect, so I might as well be free. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love this. Okay, pile number 2. This one is so on the nose for what we have been talking about. So yeah, you might as well be free. You might as well just relax into it and let this thing go and grow and, you know, make its own mistakes and go through its own trials and tribulations and see what happens, right? Because yes, like there are definitely going to be things that are not perfect about it. And there are going to be mistakes, and there are going to be, again, certain hurdles or pitfalls or like trip ups. Maybe pitfall sounds way too dramatic, but like trip ups, right? It's part of the journey. It's part of the whole process. And as like uncomfortable as it may be to be on the sidelines and like look at it, to see that unfold or to see that happening, like it's part of it. And yeah, just you might as well just be free. You might as well let go of the need to make this a specific sort of thing, right? Like, I don't know. Okay, so pile number 2. Let's see what we also have. Okay, so the messages that you got are, I am brave enough to ask for what I want. I love this. Yeah. I am brave enough to ask for what I want. And I feel like this is, like, yes, this is talking about like you asking for what you want from spirit, from the universe, from God, whoever is the divinity that you speak to and subscribe to. But I also feel it's talking about like asking for what you want from other people, making your wishes known, not feeling like you have to be the sole person responsible for making those things happen. Like there are most likely some resources around you that you can also turn to for help, so that it wouldn't be quite so stressful, you know, to see something manifest or to see something come about. So just, yeah, be brave enough to ask. And we also have, I get inspired by the world around me. Oh, I love this. I get inspired by the world around me. Yeah, so there may be certain inspirations that you come across. Okay, sorry, I thought it was focusing, but then, okay, there we go. I feel like there is so much for you to get inspired by. And again, like it may be a message for someone here to also like open yourself up to maybe some new and exciting things coming about, or new ideas formulating, or again, simply like just being inspired by things turning out in a way that you maybe didn't expect. Like there is also beauty in that, even if things don't go exactly according to plan. But I feel like, again, with the 6 of Wands energy being here, I feel like things are moving exactly as they are meant to, as they are supposed to. So yeah, it's such an interesting reading, pile number 2, but I'm going to leave it here. I hope that you got something from these messages. I hope that these spoke to you some way, and that the message landed the way that it was supposed to. If you are still here, by the way, if this was your message and you could make sense of everything that was coming through from this reading, then leave me a bear emoji in the comment section. Because of this bear skin, yeah, it's a thing. And oh yeah, that mama bear energy, leave me a little bear emoji, and that way I would know that this whole thing spoke to you and that it made sense to you and you got something from this. I would love to connect with you in the comment section, and as always, I would love to see you back on this channel next Friday for some more messages, insight and fun. But in the meantime, please be good, take care of yourself, and bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. My name is Helen, and I am so thankful that you have chosen to hang out with me today. I'm really glad that you are here. Now, before we actually get to your cards, I just quickly want to say that if you at any point during this reading find yourself enjoying my style, enjoying my energy in general, and you want to support my channel and keep these messages and these readings coming, then the easiest way to do that would be to give me a little like under this video, hit the subscribe button so that you wouldn't miss out on any upcoming readings, and also you can leave me a little comment in the comment section just saying hi, letting me know that you are here, that you have tuned in. I would love to connect with you in the comment section. And yeah, it's the easiest way to keep this channel going and growing. So thank you so much if you have already done that, and thank you so much if you decide to do that. But pile number 3. Let's get to the card that you chose. We have the pre-prepared oracle cards as well, as is always, or usually the norm on my channel. And we're going to take a look at those in just a bit as well. And the Mythos Tarot that you chose, we are going to dig into that soon too, I promise. But we're first going to start off with the Peacock Spirit card, which says, let it shine. And because I have been enjoying it so much, I am doing it today as well. So I'm going to be reading the message from the guidebook that is associated with this card. And based on that message, you should already have some form of recognition and maybe resonate with the message somewhat. But don't worry if it's still kind of iffy after this part, because that's what these cards are for. So I'm going to try and keep it in the frame and read the message to you. When is the last time you shook a tail feather and shined your light for all to see? Within each of us is a peacock spirit yearning for expression, and you are called now to show the world the gorgeous creature you are, for you are a manifestation of spirit. Come out from the shadows, Peacock Spirit says, and show your true colors so that others may be inspired to express their own exquisiteness. Okay, I need to turn the page. Hang on. Okay. Dance as if you remember that you are made of stardust and grace, filled with life force energy and sparkling light. You are a channel for divine love, and your dance is one of a kind. Catch the light and help it to shimmer and dance in celebration of your good fortune of being right here, right now. Spirit wants you to be joyful so that others may get up and dance along with you. Okay, beautiful. So basically, this is all about being proud of who you are and just showing yourself off in all of your colors, so that with you expressing your true and authentic self, letting your beautiful light shine, you can also inspire others to live in their authenticity too, and thus make the world a better place. So yeah, because that's what really makes people happy, is when they can be their true selves and be comfortable with who they are and be surrounded by other people who are comfortable with who they are, and so that everyone can like support each other and uplift each other and cheer each other on. Like, you know, it makes so much sense. I don't know, at least it does to me. So yeah, that's what this message was initially about, or essentially about. So that's the first part though. So let's now take a look and see what these pre-prepared oracle cards have to say, which are, by the way, going to describe what is most heavily on your mind right now. So you should be able to recognize yourself a lot more easily from these cards. Okay, we have vulnerability. We also have serendipity and shooting star. We have the shepherd, celebration, family. We also have integrity and horns. And we have insecurity. Okay. So pile number 3, I have a feeling that this whole reading is very much led by some heart-spaced energy. There's a lot of love that seems to be seeping through, and just a lot of emotion in general. So most likely you are very heavily preoccupied with your personal relationships at this time. Now, what kind of relationship it is exactly, only you can know what that is. But clearly with the keyword of family coming through, it feels like it's potentially most heavily tied to familial relationships. And again, it doesn't have to be your biological family either. It can also be your chosen family, just the people that you deem your closest, your nearest and dearest, and that you care about the most. So basically, pile number 3, what I'm gathering from this energy is that there seems to be this overall energy of like things sort of clicking into place and almost like the stars aligning in a way that some like deeply personal issues can be brought to the surface, so that they can be maybe resolved much more easily now, because it's easier for, like, I feel like you, but also other people maybe, to be more vulnerable, to show off their tenderness, their more soft and emotional side. So yeah, it seems like there is this overall energy, this overall atmosphere of vulnerability, of having this gentle side be exposed, or sort of, again, yeah, just shining through. And maybe with the Shepherd card here, maybe that is stemming from you kind of leading the way here. Maybe that is coming from you being the one who is like a role model, is someone who leads by example, and that's what makes other people more comfortable following suit. That's what makes it easier for other people to open up as well, and to show their own vulnerability, their own weaknesses, or their own shortcomings, their own painful spots more easily. Like, to be in that space, because you are able to give off this energy of just being yourself, and being accepting, being understanding. Because we also have the integrity card and this insecurity. And I find it interesting that the keyword of horns is coming through on this card, which we also have this Shepherd card, right? With these massive horns on there as well, which again seems to further indicate that you are in this leadership position right now. You are the one who is leading the way, who is showing how it's done, who is kind of taking charge of the situation. And maybe it's something that you are doing very intentionally. Even you may be breaking some patterns very intentionally, wanting to bring about change, wanting to make it more normal, to be authentic, to show off integrity, to show off what is something that you truly mean, what is something that you truly want to say, what is something that you truly want to do. Because with this insecurity, it feels like there is this prevalent energy of people maybe being afraid to do that. Maybe it's a very long-standing family tradition. I don't know, maybe tradition is a weird word to use, but maybe it's this long-standing way of doing things in your family or in your relationship dynamics. Maybe it's something that people are just so used to, and everyone just like keeps certain things to themselves in order to like mask their like weaknesses, or something that is like more difficult or more heavy or more negative. But I feel like it's something that you want to break free from. You want to get rid of that, so that like true connection could be made, and it would be easier to have these relationship dynamics. It would be easier to work through things. It would be easier to find solace and find comfort and find true support in your connections. Because something about this insecurity is making me feel that you are so sick and tired of this, or there's such like fed up energy regarding some form of like instability that I feel with this energy, and this like masking or putting on a good face, putting on a show, and you know, just making it seem as if everything is okay. Yeah, you seem to be a bit of a like trailblazer in a sense. So yeah, that's what seems to be most heavily on your mind right now. Like breaking these patterns, and yeah, like promoting this level of authenticity, making that a new normal. But pile number 3. If you could resonate with this with this energy, then definitely stay tuned, because now we are going to get to the main part of this whole reading. We're going to dig into the messages that you need to hear right now for your highest good. And I do have to give credit for the way that we're going to do this reading today to Thea from the Garden Goddess Tarot, because this whole reading was very much inspired by her 9-card block spread, the way that she reads her 9-card spread. So yeah, that is what we are doing. And to give you a more detailed overview, we are first going to get an oracle card message out as the center theme, the main topic or area that we are going to be focusing on, or that this whole reading is focused on. And then we're going to get some tarot cards around it as well to talk about more specifically what it is that is pushing you forward, what is something that is holding you back, what is a past influence that is still very much at play, and also what are you moving towards? So pile number 3. The first thing I actually want to start off with is the Hermit card, because I'm going to mess up this part now, but look at this. I noticed that there is actually the same kind of skull that is on this card here, that is depicted with Hermes, as is on this card. Like, do you see that? How crazy is that? I don't know. Like, I swear, sometimes these sort of synchronicities and, I don't know, serendipities, as we had, right? It's insane when those happen. And yeah, I just find it really, really interesting. But anyway, so let me try and get these cards to look nice again. Okay, so we have this center card of balance, the whole spread coming out today, and the main topic that Spirit deems important to talk about is balance. So clearly there is something that feels kind of off kilter right now, that seems to be in desperate need of being brought into equilibrium, something being leveled out, because there is too much of one thing and not enough of something else. So yeah, I do feel that this balance energy is something that you are trying to bring about. It feels like it's almost a personal mission of yours to reinstate, or maybe even, maybe reinstate is not even the right word to use, because maybe things have always been sort of askew or off kilter, and you are the one who is trying to bring things into balance, who is trying to smooth something over. Because I'm looking at the energy that is pushing you forward, the top row here, which is the Hermit, the Four of Cups, and the Sun coming out in reverse. And I feel like the thing that is pushing you forward is wanting to like bring an end to some form of isolation or withdrawal energy, or where people are kind of hiding away and pulling into themselves. The Hermit energy especially is one of keeping to oneself, of being in your own little space, in your own little bubble. But because it's coming out with the Four of Cups, it's talking about the state of apathy being born from it, or like this state of isolation, or people keeping to themselves, closing down, or withholding whatever is going on with them, is something that has been going on for so long that it's become this dull norm, right? But the Four of Cups is also, it's essentially stagnating water, right? It's water that is not moving, it's stuck, it's still. And water that doesn't move, it gets infested, it gets yucky, is the most like base way that I can say it. And With the sun in reverse, again, there is something about like hiding away, or some form of like protective mask, some form of ego that is being displayed, even though clearly on the inside something else entirely is going on. And so I feel like this whole energy is the thing that is pushing you forward. You are wanting to balance this thing out and bring about like true authenticity, true meaningful expression is really what I feel. Because I'm going to kind of jump ahead here for a second, because we have this Page of Wands, which is talking about the past influence. And I feel like it's essentially talking about this little spark, this interest, this feeling that you got that things could be different. Just this like little idea that sparked in you, or just this feeling of wanting to break that cycle, wanting to break that pattern, and wanting to venture down a new path. And I'm kind of I'm also kind of jumping ahead here in this way, that we have Hemera, which is associated with the Page of Wands in this deck, and I'm turning around the Sun card as well, that is associated with Helios, so that you could see both of these cards, the illustration of both of these cards more clearly. I'm just loving how like the rays of the sun are depicted here, because obviously Helios is the sun god, and Hemera, which is the goddess of day, if I'm not mistaken, she is the kind of like the embodiment of daytime. So it's interesting that you are being driven, or this past influence, this spark that you got is tied to like turning this upside sun energy, this sun that is hidden away, or that is morphed into something else that is not quite true, right? That you got this spark to actually bring something into light, and to cast a light, and to let something true shine through. That actually rhymed, and it wasn't intentional, but yeah. So I love that that's here. Now, we also have all of these cards here. We have the Star, the Six of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. And these ones are talking about the energy that is holding you back. And I do feel that there is some form of past influences, maybe some form of inner child energy as well, that is somewhat thwarted by this, because it feels like there is such a long history that is tied into this dynamic. And maybe there is also even some part of you, especially with the Star card here, that may be hoping for things to kind of resolve on their own, or where things sort of magically work out, where maybe you don't have to put yourself forth in that way, where maybe you don't have to be the one to take this whole thing on. Because yeah, the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups, there is some like innocence that is tied into this hope for things to kind of smooth over, for things to work out on their own. Because the Queen of Cups especially is a very, very gentle energy, and again, we are dealing with feminine energy in general. So it's like, it's this notion of wanting to like wait and see what happens, or be more in this like receptive state, rather than in that like masculine energy of like going after and taking charge and doing things. So there could be an aspect that is either again tied to like past memories, past experiences, holding you back to some degree, or just this inner yearning, or this hope for things to work out on their own, to smooth over on their own, or for things to get better in time. And just the last thing I want to say with the Queen of Cups here is that another thing that may be holding you back is your huge heart. This side of you that is so empathic towards others that that you may struggle to break these patterns or to do what needs to be done because you actually feel so strongly for the people who are maybe stuck in that pattern, because you understand them so well, because you understand what they have gone through, you understand why they are the way they are and why this pattern is in place in the first place. Because there is so much like understanding and compassion and empathy that you possess, it may be difficult to actually bring forth the balance that needs to be struck. But now, I love that we have the Knight of Wands as the energy that you are moving towards, because this is exactly that sort of movement and momentum filled masculine energy that is all about carving in this new path, bringing about this new era. You are actually taking the Page of Wands, the first initial step, and turning it into movement, doing something with that energy, turning it into action and bringing about progress. And the Knight of Wands is such a charismatic and infectious energy. It almost seems impossible that people could say no, or like it's so hard to resist the Knight of Wands because they are so convinced that what they are doing is right. They are so fully enveloped in this energy of deep belief and faith in what they are doing. And there is so much empowerment that the Knight of Wands has that, yeah, it's just very difficult for people to not follow suit, to not come on board with that plan. Whatever the Knight of Wands plans to do. So I see you moving forth with bringing about a new path, opening up new possibilities, and yeah, really like taking charge of the situation, but in such a warm and loving way, I feel, because with the Queen of Cups here too, kind of supporting, being one of the cornerstones here. Even though as well, like we were talking about how this energy is something that is potentially holding you back, but I feel like there is so much power in the combination of having empathy, but also having the courage and the boldness to show the way, to be the one to take the first steps, to be the one to show how things can be different. You know, like broadening people's minds and opening up their horizons. There is so much power in that. And so, yeah, wow. I love that, pile number 3. And I feel like, again, this reading is all about Spirit kind of urging you on and giving you the green light, so to say. But we are going to close the reading out with a couple of oracle card messages. These are going to be affirmations from Spirit, just some advice for you to wrap this whole reading up and something for you to take away from this reading. So yeah, let's see what Spirit wants you to know. Wow, okay. And again, did we get, yeah, we got exactly 2. Okay, this has been so great today. I'm actually loving that so much. But let's take a look at the underlying energy first. Oh, wow. I take the narratives I was taught and flip them on their heads. And look, the card is covered in little hearts. Just like we had the heart, the heart shining through on this Peacock card as well. But yeah, I love these little hearts. So as I said, this whole reading is filled with love and emotion and just like expressing yourself from a truly heart-centered space. I take the narratives I was taught and flip them on their heads. And that's exactly what you are doing, pile number 3. You are changing the narrative. You are breaking out of that mold that has been in place and that has been played out time and time again. You are truly bringing about change in a beautiful way. Okay, and the card that you actually got is more hearts, by the way, love that. I am proud of who I've grown into. Okay, wow, yeah. I am proud of who I've grown into, and you should be, pile number 3. You should really be proud of who you've grown into. Beautiful. And the last card that we have is, I had my strength within me the whole time. Oof, I love that. Yeah, you always had that light in you. You always had that strong leader, showing the way sort of energy in you, even if it was dormant, even if it was hidden away. Now I feel that it's going to be coming out. Oh, and again, I love that we're getting the sun, how you are actually like holding it and you are able to like share it, right? Like we were looking at with Hemera. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, I'm really loving your energy, pile number 3, and I almost don't want to leave it, but I feel like we have talked about everything that was important to talk about, everything that was coming through. So hopefully pile number 3, this message was meaningful, it was useful to you, it gave you what it was supposed to give you. And if that is the case, if you're still here, by the way, then, oh, I wonder if there are, okay, let's not make it any more complex. Leave me a sun emoji down in the comment section, obviously, because, I mean, look at this, right? We have been talking about the sun energy left, right, and center. So please leave me a little sun emoji down in the comment section so that I would know that you made it to this point, that this was your reading and that it gave you something useful. I would love to connect with you in the comment section. And as always, I would love to see you back on this channel next Friday for some more messages, insight, and fun. But in the meantime, please take care of yourselves, be good, and I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.